morning, Oviedo. It's Thursday, September 23rd, and I'm Brooke Tyler.
And I'm Margaret Femininio. With homecoming week just around the corner, the school year is moving quickly, but on today's episode, we're looking at some of what's been new around campus.
From a new principal to some new routines everyone's had to get used to. We'll get to all that, but for now, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attention class of 2020. The final day to have a senior portrait taken for the yearbook senior section will be this Saturday at Leonard Studio in Castleberry's Wilshire Plaza. It will close after this date. If you still need a portrait, just walk in after school or on Saturday to have it done. You have one weekend left.
Tickets will be sold for $25 between September 23rd and September 27th. September 30th through October 4th are $30 and $40 at the door on the night of homecoming. Guest forms are required for any student that does not attend OHS and are located around campus in Building 12 and 8.
Homecoming court voting is now open. You nominated your friends, now it's time to finalize your court. Voting opens today, starting now, and closes Wednesday at midnight. Follow the quiz directions for your vote to count. See you at the parade October 3rd.
Today is underclass retake day for class photos. The photographer will be in the RWL gym for periods 1 through 5, so you must come by the end of second lunch. The only people eligible for retakes are people who bring their original packet with them or people who were absent on the original photo day. Your English teachers should have retake passes to give you. You may come during periods 1 through 5, your lunch, or the 10-minute break.
Attention all juniors. More junior class spirit shirts have arrived. Stop by Mrs. Finnegan's room 8-220 to get your spirit wear before a homecoming pep rally. Shirts are $10.
Attention Powder Puff players, fans, and cheerleaders. The rescheduled Powder Puff game will now be held during homecoming week, Wednesday, October 2nd at 7 o'clock p.m. Juniors Powder Puff players may come by Miss Finnegan's classroom to pick up their player shirts starting today in Miss Finnegan's room during both lunches. Numbers will be assigned on a first-come, first-served basis.
One of the biggest changes to campus this year is the fact that we have a new principal.
And while she may be new to most of the students, Oviedo High is not new to her. Let's go to Brooke Brennan, who has more.
This year, Oviedo High School experienced a major change in administration with the arrival of a brand new principal.
Originally, actually, I was at Haggerty High School as a science department chair there, and Mr. Lundquist interviewed for an assistant principal position, and he hired me, and I started as an 11-month AP here under his leadership.
As an assistant principal, she was over the English department. She was always kind, considerate. She was on the mark as far as boss, but she exudes this kind of confidence and bright personality that really makes it for everybody on the team.
Well, when she first came into Oviedo as an assistant principal, I was teaching AP Human Geography. I was fairly a new teacher, and she was not over the social studies department, but she still took me under her wing. I still don't know why, but she took a real interest in me, and I've always appreciated the support, but she really just seemed to want to see me grow and prosper, and that's something I will always be grateful for, because I think we all need like a mentor in our lives, and she just did that voluntarily, and I owe a lot to my teaching career really to her guidance in those beginning years.
While for several years Dr. Daniels' career took her across the county, she always knew that Oviedo was her home.
Mr. Godrow, who's my boss, he's the executive director of secondary schools, he called me and he said, how would you feel about going back to Oviedo High School? And I talked to him about how positive that would be, and he asked me how my family would feel about that, and I said my family would love if you would move me back to Oviedo High School. So after Mr. Tribus decided to move on with his career in a different direction, they called me, and the school board had approved it, and I was moved immediately back to Oviedo High School. So I was very excited to come back.
She's got the spirit and heart of a lioness, okay, and we needed her back here, so we were all glad to have her back.
Dr. Daniels got a great school spirit. She really cares about Oviedo, and it's just, it comes when she talks about Oviedo, you can't help but feel excited, and that's how she was, you know, about 3 or 4 years ago when she was here. And so when we heard that she was coming back, of course, we were just super excited because we knew, you know, morale around campus was going to go up, the school spirit was going to go up, and we've seen that already just in the first month, some tangible, you know, results with that.
You know, what is amazing about Oviedo, I've been at a lot of high schools in Seminole County. I've been at Lake Mary, Winter Springs, Hagerty, and Brantley. And I'll tell you, what makes Oviedo High School special is actually the students and then the community that surrounds it. Everybody is very supportive of one another, and the students and the teachers and the staff here love to be at Oviedo High School. There's a love of this school and a love of the experience that you get for 4 years, and it's like no other place. That's the #1 reason that I wanted to come back, is just to have that culture. It is unique to Oviedo High School, and it's special. And I love, everybody who works here loves being here. They never leave, so that's why I wanted to come back.
For Roar TV, I'm Brooke Brennan reporting.
Each new school year means alterations to the rules and routines on campus.
And this year is no different. From a new set of passes to something students now have to go without. Kylie McFarland has more on general changes to this year's campus.
Like all the years, the 2019-2020 school year came with some new additions and procedures around Oviedo High.
Probably the biggest thing that we implemented that was new was the new pass system, which basically was because we don't have planners anymore this year. So the protocol was that teachers basically could write passes however they wanted, but that the fallback, if you didn't have a system in place, was to use the school planner. So we decided to go a little bit more universalized and provide teachers with passes that have their name and room number and extension on them, so that A, they don't have to write a pass for a kid that takes away from instructional time. Students can just sign out and grab the appropriate pass, and B, if it gets lost, we're able to get it back to who it belongs to.
The pass policy, we have a pass for when you're in the building and from when you're from outside the building. That just allows us as administrators, security staff, SROs, other teachers to just kind of make sure kids are where they're supposed to be. Last year we saw a lot of kids, you know, using restrooms halfway across campus. You know, they'd be in building 8 and they might be in a building 13 restroom, you know, and that just, to a security staff and to a dean, honestly raises questions. You know, why would you walk halfway across campus to use the restroom?
Some of the procedural changes aren't limited to school hours.
And we're also running some traffic duty out there, making sure that kids are getting to school on time. Basically, the issue was that when parents were coming off of like Jessup Avenue, King Street, they were backing up and blocking the bus ramp. So buses weren't able to get in because of the traffic not moving quickly. So when a car pulls up to the front of the school and lets their student out at the very beginning of that car line, everybody behind them has to wait before they can move forward. So our goal is to have all of the cars come up as far as possible, all the way to the end past the crosswalk before they let out.
And not only are campus arrivals being enforced directly, security is cracking down on departures as well.
You know, we're monitoring the parking lots, you know, even more so this school year with the increase in Uber and Lyft and Uber Eats making deliveries and things to school campuses. You know, nationwide there has been problems with those drivers bringing things they shouldn't be, being on campuses where they shouldn't be on them. All of this is to increase the safety on campus, to make our students safer, to make our faculty safer, to make everyone feel safer.
And it's safety that becomes the #1 focus as administrators are working to make adjustments each and every year. For Roar TV, I'm Kylie McFarland, signing off.
That is all we have for you today, Oviedo. As the year marches on, we hope you make it your best one yet.
Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.